On this hunt, we're on my family's ranch on the northern end of South Texas for the opening weekend of whitetail deer archery season. This ranch is low fenced on all sides and is bordered on one side by the San Antonio River, which combines with thick brush and deep creek washes to provide plenty of cover and pristine habitat for whitetail to thrive. When it comes to hunting, people tend to focus on the outcome. Did you get the kill? If so, how big was it? What did it score? How many birds did you get? So on and so forth. There's nothing wrong with wanting to know the outcome, but in my experience, you can always pick out the folks that are truly passionate about the pursuit of wild game by their obsession with the process instead of with the final result. And the process? Well, it can be a grind. It can mean going weeks on end without seeing a buck. It can mean spending hundreds of dollars on a public land elk tag, hiking countless miles and hours through the mountains, all just to drive hundreds of miles home empty-handed. Or it can mean waking up and heading to the duck hole in the early morning hours, only to find someone else has beat you to your spot. But the grind isn't all bad. When you're on the hunt during crisp morning hours just before the gray sky catches fire from a new sunrise, there's a unique calm that can't be replicated. Every time you get skunked, you learn a little more about what you can do better. How to play the wind more effectively. What gear you wish you'd brought or wish you'd left behind. Animal behaviors that you'll start to recognize as tendencies and patterns. These things and so much more get stored away in your memory and shape you into a better hunter with each new experience. They also make you cherish the wins that much more. Opening morning, bow season, South Texas. I'm on my way out to the blind. I just got scared by a bird, and try not to run through any cobwebs, but the weather's perfect. It's in the 50s. It's nice and cool. I'm using my Scree early season jacket for the first time, and just hoping we get a little action this morning, so we'll see how it goes. Got about 10 minutes until the feeder goes off. It's nice and calm this morning. It's in the low 60s, high 50s, really cool. Got a good feeling about it, and there was almost no moon last night, so I don't really think that many animals were moving during the night, so it could be really good today. We'll just have to keep our fingers crossed, see what shows up. It doesn't take long before I have a little 4-point and a spike, followed by a handful of does come to the feeder to fill their stomachs with corn. I'm excited because this spike would be perfect for my friend, Army veteran and Purple Heart recipient John Gomez, who is going to join me for the evening hunt today and the morning hunt tomorrow. Gomez is looking for his first bow kill, and a spike would be ideal. For those unfamiliar with how deer season works in Texas, let me break it down. There's basically two main components to our whitetail season, and those are archery only and general seasons. Archery only season typically runs during the month of October, while general season, which includes rifle, runs from the first weekend in November until the first weekend in January. Depending on your region, the dates may slightly vary, but the meat of the season takes place at the same time no matter where you are. The county where I'm hunting only allows for a hunter to harvest one buck with an inside spread of 13 inches or greater, one buck with at least one unbranched antler, also known as a spike, and 2 does. However, the harvest of does is limited to a select few days right after Thanksgiving, unless you're hunting archery only season when does are fair game. Since I'm hoping to get Gomez a shot at a spike and since I'm not in a rush to fill the freezer quite yet, I have no intention of drawing my bow on any of these deer. So for this morning, I'm just observing, unless a mature buck decides to pay a visit. Well, opening morning hunt is in the books. Saw 2 spikes, 5 does, 1 sparrowhawk, and probably a coyote or maybe a bobcat, kind of slinking hurriedly through the underbrush about 30 yards behind my feeder. So no luck. I didn't see the big bucks, but it was beautiful, perfect weather. Oh man, just can't beat it. Even on a bad day, it's still better than sitting at home or having to deal with the summertime blues and heat. So I'm gonna goof around during the day, might shoot the bow some, and then get back after it this evening, see if we can get my buddy Gomez on his first ever bow kill. Stay tuned. So we're back. I'm back. Gomez is here. It's not nearly as nice as it was this morning. It's kind of hot, actually. We're hunting for a spike or a doe, and yeah, we're gonna try not to sweat to death, I guess. We'll see. If not, we'll drink a bunch of beer after this.
Yeah, plenty of water.
Yeah.
So far.
After sitting for a couple of hours with zero action, we were about to call it quits when the 4-point from this morning showed up with a lone doe. I told Gomez that we should hold off on the doe in case that spike was nearby, as I've seen the spike and the 4-pointer together several times. Ultimately, I was wrong. Probably should have just shot the doe, but you live and you learn. After a day filled with hunting, chores around the ranch, goofing off, and a big supper with family and friends, it's time to slow things down and relax by the fire pit. My beverage of choice is 1877 mango mineral water with reposado tequila and lime juice. Enjoying the cool night air, filled with mesquite smoke and the sound of a crackling fire, is enough to make a person forget about their troubles. While Gomez and I talk strategy for the morning hunt, I can't help but feel anxious that we might not get him a deer. But he assures me that the opportunity to visit the ranch and hang out was well worth the trip, regardless of tomorrow's outcome. If you've ever spent a night at hunting camp, you know that the morning alarm seems to announce itself more quickly and cruelly than on any regular day. But the frustration brought on by my blaring alarm is quickly quelled by the reminder that it's going to be another beautiful morning for a hunt, and that a hot cup of coffee is only a few minutes away. Just to make sure that last night's tequila doesn't creep up on me, a few ibuprofen go down the hatch before that first sip of coffee hits straight in my soul. Some of the most memorable moments of fellowship I have ever experienced have come over an early morning cup of coffee at camp while gearing up for the morning's trek to the stand, and this day is no exception. not going too hot over here.
Maybe we forgot to bring our game face.
Yeah. It's just one of those things.
It's alright. There's always Aggie football.
Oof. It's gonna sting. But it's like, since I started doing these YouTube videos and stuff, it gives me like a bigger respect for what like Meat Eater does, because like I hunt a lot, and last year I hunted for whitetail so much, and I never even had a chance at a kill, right? So I couldn't put out a video because I didn't have anything, and freaking Meat Eater has been doing it for so long, and they do it so often. You know, they don't, sometimes they show their failures, but most of the time it's their wins. So you gotta think, like, for all those wins,
Yeah.
how many days did they spend sitting like this, just bored out of their mind, watching the fire, you know, butterflies or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I look at it.
Yeah, nothing's a guarantee.
No. Just death and taxes.
Right.
In the end, the hunting might not have worked out the way we wanted, but it wasn't a waste. The time spent in the blind will help us make better decisions next time, while our time spent enjoying the outdoors and good company will go with us for a lifetime.